Lights, camera, action. I am Val Jean, and this is my world, at least how I see it. Welcome to our Tuesday chat. And I'm going to take time to share me out because I don't know if anybody got a notification because I just scheduled this. And me sitting here talking to myself is not a good time. But how is everybody? What's going on? A lot of things have happened this weekend, and I don't know if there's anything that we can do about it, but we're going to try. We are going to try because yeah, we're fighting uphill with no weapons, but we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. Let me I had just forgotten how to do this. Let me share me out, and then we're gonna get this done. Let me get everybody started. How you doing? Did everybody have a good weekend? Did all of the mothers have a good Mother's Day? I hope you did. And I'm sitting here looking at this like those who know me know that I can't talk and post at the same time. So this is a problem for me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Cha-ching. Now, I'm back. A lot of things have happened this weekend that I don't know if we can do anything about. Trump has gotten a new jet from the Saudis that they said he can use for Air Force One, and after his term, he can use it for the Trump Library. And I believe with its price tag, it violates several ethical regulations that the politicians are supposed to adhere to. Everybody's unhappy about that, but nobody is going to step up and tell him no. So us writing letters about it, I don't know if it's going to do any good. I'm not sure. There weren't any protests this weekend because it was Mother's Day. So everybody was out and about. The South Afrikaners who said they were not coming to the United States have come to the United States. Yeah. So we have another group of bigots entering the United States. And my question is, are they going to get jobs? Are they going to be paying taxes? Or are they going to be getting Medicare and Medicaid and being a drain on society? What's happening here? I know some people were saying that they are farmers and that they might be taking over some of the default farms, but that doesn't seem quite right either because the white Afrikaners, South Africaners, are 10% of the population, but they have 75% of the land. So why come all the way over here to get more land? I that makes zero sense to me. And who can actually put a rein on this administration? Because the Democrats and the Democrats don't have the power. The Republicans seem to be afraid of him. And I don't know how many Republicans actually believe the things he is saying, or if they're just going along with it because they're afraid of being primaried. So, on that note, we have Oklahoma is coming up with a special election in November, I think. And I hope all of you Oklahomians vote for the Democrat because the Republican is trying to make it illegal. Well, make it illegal to have abortions in Oklahoma, illegal to go out of state to have an abortion, and that the ladies can be prosecuted up to the death penalty because they're taking a life. My theory is if they don't want the ladies to have abortions, then maybe all of the men should have vasectomies. Because, and they are claiming life begins at conception. So if the men have vasectomies, then the women don't have to worry about having the abortions. That's just my take on it. Why are they always putting all the blame on the women? It takes two, so the men should shoulder some of the burden. Anywho, has anybody heard of the issues that are going on with the DNC? There is a big brouhaha with the vice chair, David Hogg. I am not really sure what this is, actually, because I just ran across it today. Tabitha Speaks Politics, and her link is in the description, and the link to this clip is in the description. She's as confused as I am. This is a 9-minute clip, but we don't have a lot of chat going on, so bear with me. We're just going to go ahead and look at this clip, see if we can get a handle on what's going on, and see where we can share the support, because obviously the Dems need some help. They need some help. So here is Tabitha saying, talking about this new issue, and it's the vice chair, David Hogg. Oh, I'll put me in here in the bottom. There we go.
What's going on? The last I saw, he was creating a PAC to go after ineffective Democrats who've been sitting in their positions for years and haven't really been doing anything for the people. That's the last I saw, and I'm all for that. It's time that we got rid of some ineffective Democrats. But the past few days, folks have been laying into David Hogg's ass. I don't know why. I saw a couple of videos from Too Raw, Too Real, and I'm like, If Too Raw, Too Real is getting in David Hogg's ass, David Hogg is on the wrong side of whatever.
This is what I looked like before. Today, I want to tell you the top 5 reasons why I thought it was a good idea to get deadline.
Okay, we're going to skip the commercial. Now, I am not familiar with David Hogg. I have to look and see what state he represents. But
my name's Carrie, and I've had these dental implants.
I'm not even going to say it because I don't know. But there's infighting among the Democrats, because we know that AOC and Jasmine Crockett applied for leadership positions and they were not accepted. Okay. And I apologize if you can hear the lawnmower. My neighbor, of course, decided he was going to mow the lawn just as I went live. I don't know how they know when I go live, but this is what happens. Okay, back to Tabitha.
And then today, I see this.
I just came back from the gym. A lot has happened today, and if you know me at all, you know I needed to go for a run. But that being said, I'm coming to talk to you, unfortunately, not about Republicans cutting Medicare and Medicaid or trying to cut SNAP benefits, which we should be focusing on. Instead, I'm coming to you to talk about inter-party Democratic nonsense. So long story short, 100 days ago today, ironically, I was elected as one of the vice chairs of the Democratic Party. You needed 201.5 votes to be elected. I got 289 votes. David Hogg, who is another vice chair, got 214 votes, I think it was. 214.5 votes. And every article that has been written so far about what's going on has completely incorrectly, with David's support, made this story about the Democratic Party getting David. He even sent out an op-ed saying, this is the first step of the Democratic Party pushing me out. That rubs me the wrong way. Not just because I got way more votes than him, and I also am finding myself in this position of having to go through another election, which was hard and grueling on my team and on my family. But I want people to understand, I have been to 8 states in 100 days. I have traveled almost 20,000 miles. I've done call time. I've attended fundraisers. I've done the hard and unglamorous work of trying to build this party and rebuild this party in a moment where we really need to fucking change what we're doing in the way that we're approaching voters. And yet, we have spent now weeks talking about one person, not about what the party needs to do, but talking about one person. And now, as this new thing has happened, the press is rushing to take David's word for it, that this is yet another way that people are trying to get him. David knows that's bullshit. This challenge was submitted weeks before David ever announced what he was doing with Leaders We Deserve, weeks before. And I refuse to sit here and allow the press to continue to push this narrative as if I'm not sitting right here, and as if I didn't get way more votes than he got, and as if I haven't been doing the work of trying to rebuild this party. So yes, this situation is in the weeds. It's complicated. And frankly, I wish we weren't talking about it, but we are talking about it. And if we're going to talk about it, we're going to at least talk about it with some honesty. We're going to at least put the receipts and the facts on the table. And so that's just what I want to say at this point. I am upset about how this went down, obviously, but I'm going to be okay. And I'll keep doing the work that I was called to do, because we need a strong Democratic Party to meet this moment. And obviously that requires us doing some introspection, but it also requires people to be honest about what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. So I go over to Google and I put in David Hogg, Vice Chair Leadership. And the first thing that comes up, it says, David Hogg's position as Vice Chair of the Democratic National Committee is currently in jeopardy due to a challenge to the validity of his election. What? Okay, and so it goes to break it down. So it says controversial plans. Hogg, a gun control activist and survivor of the Parkland school shooting, was elected DNC vice chair in February of 2025. However, his subsequent announcement of a $20 million campaign to primary challenge incumbent Democrats in safe seats sparked controversy and backlash from within the party. Okay, I was present for all of that, and I told y'all I was in support of David Hogg because we got too many Democrats that are just sitting back, coasting, and they are signing on and supporting the Republicans' nonsense. I have a problem with that. Chuck Schumer. It goes on to say DNC neutrality. The DNC traditionally remains neutral in primary elections to allow voters to choose their candidates and to maintain relationships with all potential nominees. That ain't working. It goes on to say, challenge to election. A challenge was filed against Hogg's election, alleging a violation of DNC rules concerning gender diversity among party officers. What?
Yes, this is why I switched to injection-free weight.
Gender diversity against party officers. So what? Equal male, female? Help me out here. Oh, people are coming in. Sorry, I was trying to understand what's happening here. Hi, cuz. No, honey, you handle your business. It's okay. It is okay. Darcia's here. Hello, hello. I'm sorry. I scheduled it late. I figured you didn't get a notice because I have to remember to schedule it 30 minutes out. That's why I dropped it in the post. But thank you for coming. You sent that video? Oh, okay, because it just came through my feed this morning. The gentleman who was speaking is Malcolm Kenyatta. I had to look it up because I was like, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why. And yes, we got to get some of the dead weight out of here. Yes, we have to strengthen up the party to do more because we've got to get these idiots out of the White House. We just do. So, Darcia, what do you think about the video since you sent it? Or what do you think about the So help me out. Who challenged the election? Yeah. I really don't understand what's going on. Hi, Pebbly Pooh. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Okay, we've gotten past the commercial. So maybe Tabitha will... She starts out as confused as I am. Maybe she can straighten it out. We'll see.
So they're saying that David Hogg violated one of the DNC rules concerning gender diversity among one of the party officers. That's how I'm reading it. Is that how you're hearing it? It goes on to say credentials committee votes. The DNC's credentials committee voted to void the results of Hogg's election, recommending a new election for the position. So they voted to void the results of David Hogg's election, and they are recommending a new election for his position. Why? Because of his PAC, or is it because of his violation of the DNC rules? Hogg's response: Hogg has criticized the challenge as a pretext to remove him from his position due to his plans to challenge incumbents. Okay, so David Hogg believes that them trying to get him ousted is because of his plans to challenge incumbents, and that's part of his $20 million PAC. That's what he thinks is going on. But so we're not going to talk about David Hogg. We're not going to talk about the violation of the DNC rules and you, I guess, making comments regarding gender diversity towards another party officer. What's that about? What did he say? What was the situation, y'all? Ongoing process. The full DNC membership will now vote on the credentials committee's recommendation. If approved, a new election for the vice chair position will be held. So is it, I'm gathering based on Kenyatta's video, that it's not just David Hogg's position, it's all of the vice chair's positions, or Kenyatta's position and David Hogg's position. I don't know what's going on, but I know there's a lot of controversy and chaos surrounding David Hogg's name. And that's problematic for me because we got stuff we need to be worrying about. We got stuff that needs to be done, and we don't have time for the toxicity that it seems is surrounding David Hogg. Y'all fill in the gaps down in the comments. I'll be watching. I'll be reading.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Late Show. Ladies and gentlemen,
no, Stephen. Sorry. Yeah, they've got DNC leader moves to rein in deputy who went rogue on primary challenges. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I talked about that a little bit earlier. Hold on to that thought. We'll go back to it. We'll go back to that because I don't know if we can do anything about it. I don't know if us writing to anybody is going to do anything about it. Because my thing was, are they going to get jobs? Are they going to pay taxes? Or are they going to be getting Medicaid and welfare? You know, what's happening here? You're bringing in more bigots. Like, we need more bigots. Yeah, it seems like, gracious me, it seems like there's a whole bunch of infighting going on at the Dems. And I'm not sure which one of these would be the most accurate. Let's see, the New York Times. Oh, let's go to the Hill. That was 5 hours ago. So it's the most recent in this little lineup here. DNC moves towards nullifying election of, David Hogg and Kenyatta as vice chair. Well, that's not good. It's taking its first steps toward stop. Okay, David Hogg has stirred controversy with his call for primary challenges to longtime incumbents in safe seats. Now, I agree with that because some of these people who are not coming to vote, who aren't doing anything, who aren't representing, they need to go. They really do. I really don't have a problem with that. Hi, Dinky Jen. Welcome in. How are you? He threw a rock. Oh, yeah. So where am I? DNC's Credentials Committee voted Monday to nullify the results of the February in which Hogg and Pennsylvania State Rep Malcolm Kenyatta both won 2 of the 3 vice chair positions. The vote followed a procedural complaint that one of the losing candidates made challenging the way the election was determined. Oh, so apparently David did challenge the election. But internal strife has dominated much of the past month of Hogg's DNC tenure. Hogg's group, Leaders We Deserve, launched a $20 million effort in mid-April to advance more than a dozen primary challenges against Democratic members of Congress to bring in a new generation to serve. really have a problem with that. I don't really have a problem with that. Yes, he will make sure they get that. Now, the church said they will not help to support them because they were granted refuge and not people of color. I agree. Roberta, welcome in. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming. How are you feeling? Okay, we'll go back to that. He said sitting members in competitive districts and those in safe districts who have been effective at standing up to Trump would not be targeted, but his move has still caused plenty of backlash within the party. DNC Chair Ken Martin said following Hogg's announcement that no DNC office should try to influence a primary. Okay, what do you all think? But party leaders have said the vote Monday was about the procedural issue, not other considerations. Christine Pelosi, the daughter of Rep. Nancy Pelosi and a member of the Credentials Committee, said in a post on the social platform X that the first vice chair, Artie Blanco, was elected with a clear majority, but Kenyatta and Hogg were elected on a combined ballot. One of the losing candidates, Kaylin Free, issued a complaint alleging conducting the election on a combined ballot violated the DNC's rules. Oh, so that's the rule. Stop scrolling up when I'm scrolling down. The younger Pelosi said she called for upholding the election results, but addressing the issue for future elections. But her proposal fell short of a majority vote of the committee, which eventually voted to recommend the DNC hold new ballots for Hogg and Kenyatta's vice chair positions. So that's what he was talking about. He went through the election process already. He won with more votes, and now they're making him do it again. The full membership of the DNC will need to vote on the proposal for a new election to be held. Meanwhile, Malcolm Kenyatta and David Hogg continue to serve as DNC vice chairs, Pelosi says. And I think I speak for all of us on the committee when I say we hope both of these talented individuals put their names on the ballot again. Oh, man. Oh, man. I feel like we just let the triangle horse into the city. I do too, Michelle. I'm going with Christine Pelosi. I think they should just let it ride. Because like Kenyatta said, he got what, 280 and David got 214. So still, to me, it sounds like they have enough numbers to get in individually. Michelle, I think we need the younger generation to throw a few kinks in the works. I agree. We do, and we need to stop pretending that if we don't like the results, we don't redo the race. I thought you meant Trojan, but I didn't want to put words in your mouth. I thought that's what you meant. So, I mean, because they both got more votes than they needed to get in. So I think they should let it stand. But what are we going to do? Because then you have people like, it is coming off entitled and ignorance. And see, people like Nancy Pelosi, who cost Katie Porter her seat because Nancy Pelosi backed Adam Schiff. Katie Porter was a representative. She had to step down from her representative seat in order to run for senator. And she was running against Adam Schiff. But Nancy Pelosi backed Adam Schiff because they're both old guard and they're friends and all that. So everybody voted for Adam. Well, since Katie had stepped down, now she's got to run again, either to get in as another representative or to try to become senator again. I agree. We need newer blood. We need newer blood. Yeah, I didn't want to put words into your mouth. This is a political channel. I'm trying to let you speak. Yes, she has. That's why she is Speaker Emeritus, because she's been running it for so long. And she's already filed the papers. She wants to run again. You think she's a bad penny? Oh, Katie's running for governor? She's going to run against oh, really? I thought Kamala was running for governor. Or is she going to run for president again? Stinky penny, yeah. So we could have had Katie, but Pelosi backed Schiff. We could have had AOC and Jasmine Crockett as leaders, but the Dems did not give them leadership roles. We have to get our senior Democrats to push the junior Democrats forward, because they've got the energy, they've got the drive, and they are connecting with the younger people that the old guard are losing. I think the oldest person who has really been able to get the younger people motivated and actually energized has been I'm looking at his face and his name just flew out of my head. Who's going around with AOC talking about the country, no more oligarchy? He's doing the oligarchy campaign. Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is the only one who's bringing the youngsters to the table, because he's talking to them in a language that they understand, and he's motivating them for what they're concerned about. Good old Schiff sent out a stern letter. There is not an eye roll big enough for that. I had forgotten he said that. Oh my gosh, I had forgotten he said that. But he canceled his big book tour because he believed that he needed to stay and explain his convictions that shutting down the government would have been bad. I don't remember what it was like last time when the government shut down, but so I can't speak on that. See, that my view, and tell me how you feel about it. My view is, at this point in time where we are, vote straight Democrat, because we have to get enough seats where the Democrats can at least fight the Republicans. Then, after we get enough Democrats in to fight, we start weeding out the dead weights and bring in young, bright, energetic Democrats. But we got to get the numbers first. The way I see it, let me know what you think, because I don't think even the Republicans who think the way we do are not going to vote against the new regime because they're afraid of being primaried. So my way of thinking, if they're that scared of being primaried, then they don't need to have that seat. Roberta says, imagine an 80-year-old that speaks to the younger generation. And I think his oligarchy tour brought in more numbers than everybody. I remember it shut down under him, but I don't remember the ramifications of it shutting down, because Schiff's theory was if they shut down the government, then he could go in and run roughshod through the courts. For some reason, the courts wouldn't have a standing and he could do whatever he wanted. And they were trying to stop that. Oh, yeah, Michelle, I agree. And that's what David Hogg was saying. He was going to primary all of the ineffectual ones so he could get other people in there, which I think is not a bad idea. Military didn't get paid for 6 months. Oh, not Schiff, Schumer. Okay. It was Schumer. Thank you, Darcia. I knew it was one of those S-men. Thank you. That's because I just read about Schiff and Katie Porter. So now everybody's going to be Schiff today. Schumer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was one of the old guard. Yeah, but everybody's going to be Schiff today because I just read his name and nobody else is going to stick in my poor feeble brain. Yeah. That's so how do you feel about stacking the deck, getting in more Democrats, just period, and then weeding out the bad Democrats? Roberta says, I know about the military because we were having to go to the food banks. Oh. See, I didn't have to go to the food bank until 2020 when we were in lockdown. I didn't have to go during the government shutdown, but I had a hospital job, so I still had it paycheck. So yeah, I didn't realize that. Thank you for letting me know that. You say we need ones that work for us, not their donors. I second that. I totally agree. And I like AOC's premise that she doesn't take corporate money. And of course, the oversight committee that monitored all of that is one of those that was disbanded. And the ruling that said that you could not accept foreign money, he wrote an executive directive that's null and void. You can accept money from anybody, anywhere, anyhow. We only had a home because we lived on post. Oh, I'm glad you lived on post. I am so glad. Darcia says, Roberta, it was Schumer and they wanted him to step down because of that. He was on The View to try to explain his case on why he did that. Yeah, he was on The View. They caught him in the Capitol. He was doing interviews. Yeah, everybody was just he did his best to explain his rationale. And when they asked Jasmine Crockett if it was true, she says, "No, that's not true." I don't know. I don't know. But he did what he thought was right. I don't know. And they have a continuing resolution, so the budget that they are still following is the budget that Nancy Pelosi wrote. What was it, 2018? So they're still using her budget because they haven't been able to get another budget. Kate, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? I am sorry. I have to make a mental note to schedule my lives earlier, because if I schedule them, because I scheduled it like 5 minutes before I went live. So I missed the 30-minute window, and I'm sorry about that. I just realized that the two were connected. You get the 30-minute notification, and then you get the notification that I go live. And if I schedule it after the 30 minutes, you get nada. I'm sorry about that. After all this time, I just realized that. See, you can train me. I'm trainable. He got 10 dims to cross over to make that choice. I don't get it. Well, no, I can't. I cannot. I can't. Roberta says the problem with the old guard is that they still believe it's politics as normal. This is not normal times. That's true. And even when you have somebody like Maxine Waters, who tells you got to get up and fight, the old guards really don't have the stamina and everything that you can filibuster and really go head to head with these MAGA Republicans, because they are firm in their convictions. Be it right, be it wrong, they're firm, and they will die on that hill. This old decrepit budget is unrealistic. It is sad. Trump is over in Saudi Arabia, and I tried to listen to his speech. Everything he said in the first 2 minutes I was listening was a lie, and I couldn't listen to him anymore, because he was telling the Saudis what a great country we are. Our prices are going down. The economy is as stable as it's ever been. Our interest rates are going up. He just, everything out of his mouth was a stark stir lie. And I'm like, I cannot listen to you. He blew so much smoke. It's a wonder the smoke detectors didn't go off. Or do they have smoke detectors in Saudi Arabia? Yes, Darcia, they need some fresh new blood. They really do. So what do you all think about this jet that he got from Qatar that he can use for Air Force One? And after his term, he can keep it as the Trump library. How many people are going to climb all of those stairs to go into a jet to look at a library? How many books can you put in that jet? I don't understand the dimensions. Pebbles, at least it's not unlimited. Oh, praise the Lord. Well, it is, because he's made like 24 trips down to Mar-a-Lago. He thinks it's unlimited. Pebbles says, true, if you received any assistance, you're not allowed more than $2,000 in assets. No help in any emergency. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not. His people would. Oh, Roberta, he found a way to get more money. Not enough time or polite words to describe how I feel about that plane. Term limits, and Trump doesn't like books. They scare him. Oh, I forgot. Yes. So his library wouldn't have much in it anyway. Gosh, that's so sad. Oh, his library will only have books with a limit of 5 words per page and 20 pages per book. And he just fired the, director of the Library of Congress? Because she was hired by the director of the Smithsonian, who he fired. My daughter was talking Saturday that she still wants to move so that she can get Shorty into a better school district. And I said, it doesn't matter. They closed the Department of Education. We're going to, whatever they're teaching, we're going to have to reinforce it with homeschooling, because it doesn't matter the school district. Nobody's going to be learning. Did you see Noam got told she was running out of money? No, I saw that. What did I see them say to her? I missed that one. I saw that they arrested the mayor of, was it Newark, New Jersey, because he went to the ICE headquarters and he wanted to know the condition of the people that they had captured. And since he went to the ICE agency to see what was going on and he refused to leave, they arrested him. Yes, he did. And she is amazing. She is amazing. And books have color, and he doesn't like color. That's true. That is true. Yes, we have many here who work /ED for the federal government. See, yeah. He likes the uneducated. I don't think they want to make the plane a library. He wants it as a display. You might be correct, but everything that they have said, when they start talking, everything that he has said so far is going to be the Trump library after he's out of term. I know. I know. Garcia says if his library would have books, it wouldn't be his, because he still thinks and makes it his own. He steals things and makes it his own. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I am not going to tell you you're wrong, because Reese Waters did a thing, I think it was Saturday, on Marjorie Taylor Greene, and they were playing the theme of Reading Rainbow through the whole thing. Oh, it is sad. It is really sad, the people we have in power. Kate says, as I'm going through our stuff, I refuse to get rid of all the homeschooling materials we have. I will guard it all well. Guard it well, because your grandchildren may need to use it. Yeah, because this is, yeah, it's going to be scary. It is going to be scary. Roberta says, yes, Kate, you can always use a reference. Trump Library will have fast food menus and a variety of ketchup and Diet Cokes. Don't forget the Diet Cokes. He has to have the Diet Coke so that he can have the McDonald's and the fries. Mm-hmm. It's just sad. It is really, 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 really plain awfully sad. So then we had, what else did we have? We had the plane. We had, Darcia, did we talk about what you came in with? And I said we would talk about it later because I had gone over it earlier when I was waiting for people to come in. The South Africaners. Okay. Reese did a premiere on that today. And I was really excited when the South Africaners said they weren't going to come, but they jumped up and came. So where are they going to live? Are they going to live in the homes of the people who have been deported? They're all in Virginia right now. Are they going to get jobs? Are they going to are they going to put on hoods and carry crosses? I'm just going to put it out there. Because these people all came up during the reign of apartheid. And we know what they think about Black people. So you just brought, I think they brought 80. So you brought more bigots into the United States after you made it okay for the homegrown bigots to express themselves, because now they have free speech. And Cheetos for the makeup factor. Yes. Yes. And don't forget the toupees. The menus written on classified documents. He doesn't need a menu. He knows exactly what he wants. See, I remembered. I got it. I remember. And did they get free transportation? Did that come out of our tax dollars? Let's see what Mr. Google says. Or does he know? Well, guess what? The U.S. government, specifically the Trump administration, paid for the charter flights that brought the first group of white South Africans to the United States. This was part of a resettlement program they were expedited into as they were granted refugee status. How are you a refugee if you own 75% of the land? No. You're not going to let me see. Okay, then we'll just go back. Be that way. Let's do BBC. They're not going to make me pay. It's a shame when you have to go over to the UK to find out what's going on in your own country. But this is what we're doing these days. Oh, 59 South Africans have arrived in the U.S. where they are to be granted refugee status. Trump said the refugee applications for the country's Afrikaner minority has been expedited as they were victims of racial discrimination. The South African government said the group were not suffering any such persecution and that would merit refugee status. But he revoked the refugee status of the Venezuelans. The Trump administration has halted all other refugee admissions, including for applicants from war zones. Human Rights Watch described the move as a crucial racial twist, saying that thousands of people, many Black and Afghan refugees, have been denied refuge in the U.S. They will put on hoods and carry crosses. See, that's what I said. Roberta says they are supposed to be farmers, so the farmers he makes bankrupt will be given those. That's what I was thinking. Darcy says, Val Jean, they did get free transportation. Yep. So, not that it will do any good, but that could be our letter this week that we don't pay taxes to bring South Afrikaners to the United States when denying the Blacks and the Afghans. If you're not going to make it fair, don't use the tax dollars. They are not being persecuted. They got 75% of the land. How are they being persecuted? So the Catholic Church has already had a few things to say, and I'm loving that. I am loving that because Pope Leo's from Chicago, and he has Creole and something in his ancestry. Yeah. So we pay to send away the current immigrants to pay for new ones to enter, while the Americans suffer more. Yeah. We pay to send out the brown immigrants so that we can bring in the white immigrants. We are putting a wall up to keep Mexicans from coming in, but we want to erase the border so that we can make the US and Canada one big country. Because the majority of the Canadians are white. Oh, my VJ, you're welcome to come over anytime. Thank you. I'm afraid to come over, Jen, because I might not be able to come back. I gotta wait until he gets out of office. I guess he'd know racial discrimination when he sees it. Are you being sarcastic? He'd only know if he was doing the discriminating. People of color were denied entry. I am so sorry. I have to run working on some internal changes. Okay, sweetheart, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for coming. And Roberta says, I think our letters this week should demand prosecution as receiving gifts like that is not within his scope of presidential duties. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. So we can do that, and then I'm gonna do the one about the exporting the browns and importing the whites when not importing the blacks. Okay, you were being sarcastic because I'm like, you don't really think that, do you? Please, please, please. Yeah, they because if you're not going to do it equitably, don't do it at all, because that's not what I pay taxes for. Yeah, no, that does not work for me. That's the hill. What are we on? We were on. Okay, let's see. Copy this and paste it into the chat, and then I'm going to put a link to that in the description, because I seriously don't agree with that. I don't think that the senators would be able to do anything about it, but it's good to make them know that we're not happy with it, because that they weren't suffering. You're not accepting people from war zones who are suffering, but you're accepting these people because they're a minority. You just deported our minority. How many cars did he sell to the black people in his younger days? None. And when he first started building homes in New York, he did not allow his company to sell to blacks or rent apartments to blacks. Yes, crimes against humanity. It really is. It really is. I agree. So, Roberta, I agree with you. We should do this one, and then we should tell him about these people. I like that. And I like that the Pope is not in his corner, but I really don't think he cares. As a matter of fact, I know he doesn't care. If you have, and I'll put it in the link. I listened to Jasmine Crockett's commencement speech for Toulouse University, and as always, she was dynamic. So I will put a link to that in the chat as well. I didn't go over it in the live because there's really nothing we can say about it. And you can't write to Jasmine unless you're a constituent of hers. You can put it on her YouTube channel. Kate says, not only are they a minority, but their status is based on parties. That's their disqualification in South Africa. Huh. Roberta says that plane will cost Americans billions to fit for all the bells and whistles required by law. And then he brought all of his gold ornamentation out of Mar-a-Lago, and he's put it on the walls in the Oval Office. Tacky. Tacky, tacky, tacky. Let me get a link for Ola Joe, and we're going to do a Val, because I forgot to ask her for permission to raid her. And we will do a Val Jean raid over to my dear sis, Ola Joe, the Crocheting Sailor. I thank you all for coming, and I will schedule it. As a matter of fact, when we log off, I will schedule the next week's live so you get notification. And then I will just fill in the description as things come up that we can do something about, because this is this is madness. This is really just stark stir madness. But we just have to keep plugging away. We've got to support the Dems, but they've got to stop this infighting and, be strong. And I agree that, they should stop taking corporate money so that they vote for the people and not for corporations or the PACs. Ola Joe doesn't have one scheduled yet. Let me see if she says no live today. Family in town. I will see y'all on the YT streets. Love you all. Well, then you all are free to start writing your letters. What'd you say? Oh, and dear President Buddy had. Yeah, he just got there too. I bet we paid for that as well. What? Let me make. Oh, it's not big enough for me to tell what's going on here. What did you say? I'm hot on that. Can you tell? I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah, because that's BS. That is strictly BS. And for those who are interested, Reese Waters is going to be live tonight at 8 p.m. Central. And when he goes live on Tuesday night, he usually has a guest on panel with him, and it's entertaining. Oh, he flew with him? Okay. I'm glad the First Lady went with the president. I'm just saying. Whoa, that's harsh. That is wrong on so many levels. That's just wrong. I want to thank everybody for being here. You all are the best. I'm gonna schedule the live now so that we can so that you get notified next week. And that was your face too, girl. Is it 130 days yet? Because at day 130, he's got to go. Because he can only work 130 days in a calendar year. So he's on his way out the door. Who raised y'all? See? As my grandmother used to say, nobody raised you. You just sprang up. They weren't raised. They had no home training. My grandmother was a wise woman. I've been using a lot of her sayings lately because we're going back. We're going back. And all those old sayings are coming to the fore. But we did it once. We can do it again. We just have to be smart about it so that we don't get snatched up as well. We got to be smart about it. But yeah, that's what Reese says. Me usually, I am troubled. I am very troubled. And They don't want to give you Social Security, but you have to pay taxes on your Social Security. And then they're going to take your tax money and spend it on this BS. That is wrong on every level that you can think of. Other than he's Creole and Creole and something. It still hasn't come to me. Other than that, he was born in Chicago. He spent a lot of time in Peru, and he is not 100% European. What else you got? I don't know why he just didn't keep his name as Pope Robert. I don't remember a Pope Robert. And why would he want to be the 14th Leo? I'm just saying. He doesn't smile largely because he rescued a child from being hit by a car. Oh, that was so awesome of him. Oh, that is awesome. Oh my gracious. He was hit and his jaw was shattered. What an honorable man. Years? Oh my gosh. Years? I guess he, oh. And now he's our Pope. That is awesome. That is so flippin' awesome. This was, I think, when he was in the seminary. Wow. I was wondering how he was saying mass with his jaw being wired for years. If he was in the seminary, not cemetery, it makes more sense. But kudos to you, Father Robert, Pope Leo. I wouldn't mind of having a Pope Robert. It was years because of the reconstruction being done. And that was a while ago too, because if that had happened now, we just would have put it in a plate and screw and some glue and wired it. Wow. And I know because I've done those. They come down for post-op x-rays and I'm like, huh. And then they want us to do that long panorex that they do for the teeth. That metal makes streak artifacts. And then they're like, well, I can't see the bone because of the artifact. And I'm like, do you want me to take the plate out? And they're like, no. I said, that's all I can do. He's got a plate in there. Yes, it gives me the chills. That is. I wonder how that child is now. Grown and married and had kids. I hope he made something awesome out of his life. I hope he did. I hope he did. And if he knows the story, then he can go and say, how many people can say, Pope Leo saved my life? And that gives me chills to have the Pope save your life. Oh, who chooses the Pope's name? I wouldn't mind Pope Robert either, but it doesn't sound like anything they'd approve. I think the Pope chooses his own name because we had Pope Paul Pope John the 23rd and Pope Paul the 6th, and the next Pope who came in, they didn't know what name he would choose, and he chose them both. So he was Pope John Paul, and I remember that because they said we don't know what name he's going to choose, and he chose that. Roberta, yes, you are right. My sis was telling me that back then they didn't have what they have now, right? Yep, he chooses it. And I don't know, I have to go back and look and see what Saint Leo did, because I don't remember. Leo was not one of the saints that I learned when I was in grade school. So I have to go see what his dealio was, because I learned about John and Paul, and I learned about the disciples. Those who came afterwards, not so much. He has probably saved many lives and will save more. Say it again, Pebbles. Say that again. Yes. Especially in Peru. Yes. Say that again. That yes. Yes, 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 yes. And again, he is given refugee status to the South Africans. But if he gets upset with them, he will revoke that refugee status, just like he did with the Venezuelans. I wonder where they would get deported to. I think Leo was an advocate for the downtrodden. Lord have mercy, we need that. We need that. We yes. Yes, and he saves lives. We need that too. We need that too. Wonder what the reference is to Leo. Well, let's go see. Let's go see. We have time, but I need to plug in my machine. Shorty gonna be here in a minute. No, not St. Louis, you dummy. St. Leo. My fingers type St. Louis even when I don't want St. Louis. Oh. Well, according to AI, Saint Leo can refer to multiple saints or locations. Saint Leo most famously refers to Pope Leo the Great, a significant figure in early church history. It can also refer to Saint Leo the Great, a town in Florida. Additionally, Saint Leo can refer to other saints named Leo, like Pope Leo II, the Third, and Saint Leo of Bayonne. Well, let's see about Saint Leo, who's Pope Leo. Catholic Online, hit me. No, go away. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. He died 10th of November, 461. Now, how do they know when he died when I can't get my ancestors past 1799? That is just wrong. I don't understand. Was born into a Roman aristocratic family. His response to the call of the Lord transformed him into one of the greatest popes of Christian history. In fact, he was the first pope to be given the title the Great. Details pertaining to Leo's place of birth are not known, but it is believed his ancestors came from Tuscany. Okay, so what is he known for? Good gracious. Well, okay. Let's do this. Who prays to Saint Leo? Make it easy on me. Oh, thank you. Here we go. Did it change pages? Yes. Okay. Catholics pray to Saint Leo the Great for a variety of reasons, including his guidance during difficult times, his strong faith, and his influence on the church. They also pray to him for help in their own spiritual lives and to lead others to God. Okay. Saint Leo the Great was the 45th Bishop of Rome, also known as the Pope, and is celebrated on November the 10th. He is renowned for his strong theological contributions and efforts to clarify doctrines related to Christ's nature. He is not specifically mentioned in the Bible, but see, that's why I didn't remember him. But his teachings and writings are influential in Christian theology. Let's see, here's more details about Pope Leo. Saint Leo played a vital role in defending the church against various heresies and theological disputes, particularly those related to Christ's nature. Okay. Oh, he had a meeting with Attila the Hun. Good gracious. Okay. He is the patron saint of pastoral leadership, public administration, and dealing with threats to peace. Oh, have mercy. Yes, we're having dealings with threats to our peace. Oh my gosh. My peace hasn't been oh, hold on everybody. I gotta open the door for Shorty. Be right back. You can go out on the back deck if you want to practice. I'm going to end my live shortly, okay? Well, you can go out on the deck and practice it. Just be careful of the plants. Sorry, everybody. She brought her horn home. Yeah, you can't practice your horn in my house. Go out on the back deck. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't know. I could get with the Pope Bob or Pope Rob. My goodness, VJ, this is a taboo channel, religion and politics. Right now, we are in serious need of prayer. I don't know what happened to your typing. Oh, so they choose the saint. Yeah. Hey, all dealing with chaos, but here, girl, Crystal, hello, how are you, sweetheart? Yeah, girl. Please watch the replay because we have homework. We have dissected the happenings, and it ain't pretty. It just ain't pretty. Yes, they choose the saint. Mine gets crazy sometimes too.
There are wood bees outside, and my instrument is a woodwind, so I cannot go outside.
Oh, okay. Thank you. She can't take her woodwind outside. Okay. I don't know who St. Robert is. I actually don't. I have now lived through the choosing of 5 popes. Has it been 5? How many presidents? Yeah, because he's Pope Leo the 14th. I would not have been Leo the 13th for any tea in China or anywhere else. I am ready to pray to Saint Olga of Kiev. What do we pray to her for, Crystal? So Leo was chosen as the Pope to bring us back together and for peace. Shorty, everybody said hi. She said hi. Yes, because we got to pray ourselves out of this madness. Yes, always intertwined. Yes. Yes. Everybody said hi.
Hi guys. Hi everyone. Can I eat a yogurt bar?
Why don't you eat some banana chips?
Okay.
Because I forgot they were in there. They're in the box right next to those. And wash your hands. Thank you. I got her some dark chocolate caramel covered frozen bananas, and she likes them. I have to go get some more. Then I got her some chocolate yogurt pops on a stick, frozen yogurt. She likes those. So Tuesdays at Walgreens, you get extra points if you link your Walgreens rewards to your AARP card. So I go to Walgreens on Tuesdays. Retribution. Ooh. Who do you need retribution from? She had yogurt pops in her hand, so yeah, she's chirpier. I had run out and I went to the store because I just opened the door to let her in, and instead of her, sitting down and doing something, she went straight to the freezer to see if I had gotten her some more yogurt pops. I can't remember the first, wasn't paying attention. John Paul 1 and 2, Benedict. Oh, I forgot about Benedict, Francis, and Leo. John Paul 1 and 2, Benedict, Francis, Leo, and then John. She's here. Thank you. Pope Robert Leo II, the third. There's a Robert Leo II, Robert III, Pope Robert Leo the Great. Well, I learned something new on every live. I really, 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 really do. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. I want to pray to her because she was a strong leader, but that is why most pray to her. We need some strong leaders. We need some holy water. I wonder if we could get one of those crop dusting planes and have them fly over the White House and just drop holy water. I knew I forgot something. He made a trade deal with the UK. Rolls Royces only get a 10% tariff. So the US automakers are unhappy because Canada's got a 25% tariff. China has I can't even tell you, I think it's down to 80% tariff. They're paying out the wazoo to get their parts to build things in America, but the Rolls Royces get to come in with a 10% tariff. The lepers will eat your face. DC, even Francis said he had more women in the church because women get things done. Read the story of Olga Akiyev. Her story is interesting. Oh, whoa. Olga of Kiev. Okay. My best friend in high school's grandmother was named Olga. She was Croatian. I don't think I know anybody else who was named Olga. Thanks, Crystal. Yeah, so Reese comes on 8:00 tonight. I'm gonna go back and see. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to see what they do with Malcolm Kenyatta and David Hogg, because that's a mess. Like I said, I agree with Christine Pelosi that they just need to make those changes going forward, because they each had enough numbers on their own to win. But he is for the poor, uneducated man. He wants everything made in America. Yeah. So the rich get a tax break for the Rolls Royce. They asked him, was he going to buy a Rolls Royce? And he says, I don't know, because I got into trouble the last time when I bought a Tesla. He's still saying Tesla. I don't know if they get a tax break, but they pay a smaller tariff coming in. They don't pay the tariffs that he has on the other countries. And I actually thought more people were buying Mercedes-Benz than Rolls Royces, but that shows you what I know. Because I know everybody around here, the first thing that most of the emblems I see around here for the high-end cars are Mercedes-Benz. I always wanted the little Jaguar Roadster that James Bond used to drive. Sean Connery, the love of my life. I loved his car. A big tax break. Lord help us. So lower tariffs, lower taxes, essentially. That's true. You're right. That's true. How many times does he have to tell you a tariff is not a tax? The other country pays the tariff. No lightning, Lord, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Crystal? Was it on YT or IG? Where was it? And Mexico paid for the wall. Oh, yes. That's right. Mexico, sure did. It's on DuckDuckGo, Spotify. I don't think I have Spotify. We'll see. So so the F This Guy is the name of the podcast, and then the subject was Trump. It came across your phone feed. What? Garcia, were you on Spotify? Oh, they got a t-shirt with that on it. He had a ghostwriter on Art of the Deal. Yes, he did. Okay. Midas is on Spotify. Okay. So let me see. I don't think I. Stop. Oh, this. So Spotify. Oh, it's on YT. Aaron and Alyssa. Are they Aaron and Alyssa? No, I was on my reels and my cousin sent it to me on Messenger. Okay. Thanks, Crystal. They I have to go over to YT to get it. I can't highlight on StreamYard. Hello. Hello. Okay. No, don't play. Oh, I'll have to sign up. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Oh my gracious. Oh, is it by hysteria? I may have a whole different thing. Let me see. I don't think I can show that on YT. How about this? Thanks, Crystal. Way back before my daughter called me, I was trying to say the refugees are seeming refuge from a state. They're seeking refuge from a state. They have a whole town that has no blacks in it. Okay, I've stirred up the blood pressure. So I'm going to head out for a bit. Okay, Roberta, we're all going to head out for a bit. I have to go see what Shorty's doing. Thank you for coming. Of par, refugee from a state of par. Aaron and Alyssa. Okay, thank you. Okay, I got it. Yes, rest well. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. You listen to a lot of podcasts on Spotify. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm going to listen to it. And since I now know where they are on YT, I'm going to subscribe to them. Yeah, that's probably on the YT ban list because you're trying to say apartheid. Yeah, YT is trying to censor us. That's a good word for it, isn't it? Censor us. Yeah. That's like we couldn't say the C word. And then it got to the point where we couldn't say the P word, and we were calling it the panorama. Okay, Kate, thank you. You too, Jen. Yeah, thank you. Crystal Darcia says they also be on YT, but you can't chat. YT blocked the chat. Oh, there used to be a chat on there? Well, that's ugly. Oh, do they say it's made for children? Because if it's made for children, then YT won't let you chat. Yes, amongst other things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to, we got 2 letters to write to all our peeps. Yep, that's one of them too. People have tried to censor you for years, but it ain't never worked. I try. I try. Like I tell everybody, my husband was the politician. I am not a politician. I'm a healthcare worker. So, if it's in my head, it's coming out of my mouth in some way, form, or fashion. Because we know there's a disconnect between my head and my mouth. What's in my head may not be what comes out of my mouth. As you know, I got Schumer and Schiff confused earlier. And thank you for that, Darcia. But yeah, so we got to get the Dems together. And then we have to get this, at least tell them we're unhappy about this refugee status, because that's not working for me. And that's not why I pay taxes. I did not vote for that. She's not going live today, Jennifer. She's got family in town, so she's not going live today. So you can go sit back, put your feet up. I don't know if Sunitha is going live. If she does, it'll be at 6 p.m. Central. Did she move it up to 5? Let me see what Sunitha's doing tonight, if she has scheduled a live. Sometimes she goes live on Tuesdays. Okay, she has one scheduled for 5 p.m. Central. So it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern. And look at her. She's here. Hello, my darling little blue one. You were in the bushes. Thank you for being in the bushes. Crystal says, I once told a pastor he was lying through his teeth in the middle of church. My filter was broke. Girl, girl? Did your teeth get broken? Whoo. Jen says, I don't know because I can't see because my screen's. Well, good. I just turned on my notifications, Sunita. Okay. See you all in the YT streets. Hugs and kisses, Jen. Thanks for being here. Darcy is saying hi. I thought you were hanging out. I didn't know that she was here, so thank you for being here. And as Butterfly Dreams Jeannie said, you always have to be careful when you talk about somebody because they might be there in the bushes listening to you and you don't know that they're there. So yeah, you have to always be kind and be careful what you say about people. And you don't want to say anything about somebody that somebody is take back to them and then you all fall out over it. It's not that serious. Kate says, my husband was the keeper of my filter. Now he has passed. I have no filter. But you don't drive that much anymore, do you? So who are you going to offend? My grandma slapped me in the mouth. See, I knew somebody was going to get that mouth. What is the number 2 letter? Number 2 letter is the using our taxes to bring over the South Afrikaners and not allowing the blacks and the browns from war zones to come over here. They're going to use our tax dollars, use it equally. If they're only going to use it for whites, that's not what we signed up. That's not what I pay taxes for. And they are not suffering. I don't care what people say about me. But honey, you're so sweet. Anything anybody says about you will be all good. You're a doll. You really are. So yeah, so I'll have to I'll put that in the chat and I'll put the Jasmine's commencement address in the chat in the in the description because it was good. It was good. Darcia says, Kate, my husband is here, but my mouth still has no filter. Oh, you're back on the road now? Oh, awesome. I'm glad. Awesome. Okay. Thank you all for being here. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. And I do not take it lightly. I honestly don't. I will go through and snag the homework and I'll put it in the description, the links to the sources we used today and the commencement address of Jasmine Crockett. Trump has been asked to give the commencement address to one of the universities in Alabama. I don't know why. It is what it is. Everybody be safe. Go get you something to eat, get something to drink. Sunita, how is your sushi and your mani-pedi? She went and got dialed up yesterday. Or are you going to show them to us tonight? She's small enough that she could get her foot up to the camera. Oh, he did? And some people, oh, he's done it already? I've got to go find that. Like I said, I tried to listen to his speech when he was talking to the Saudi Arabians. I could only do 2 minutes because everything that came out of his mouth was a lie and I couldn't stand it. I tried. I couldn't do it. I honestly could not listen to him because the 5 things that I heard before I had to shut him down were lies. So if you got a strong constitution, you can go listen to him, his speech, his address to the Saudi Arabians. My constitution is not that strong, but I've got to go. I'm going to find the commencement for Alabama. I'm going to mute him because I'm not going to listen to him. I just want to see the people walk out. But Jasmine, Jasmine was good. She always is. And Kamala did one for, I forgot who. Hers was good. Hers was good. Well, oh, you just got the patty? Okay, I thought you were getting them all done. Well, everybody had to show up to get their diplomas because this was their graduation exercise. And I guess when he started talking, they started leaving. Me, I wouldn't have invited him. But the sushi was okay. The food was amazing. Okay. Niece canceled. She chose her BF over her aunties. How rude. She lucked out. It's her loss. It is her loss. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Be safe, be happy, and we will see you later on, Sunitha. Bye-bye. I knew BF was boyfriend. I knew that. I said BF, but I in my head, I knew what it was. But thank you. You know how my head gets. Bye, everybody. We still ordered food like it was a party. Hey. See you later, Kate. Nothing like a party.